Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this year's Penn State Alumni Travel Showcase. My name is Jenny Harchak, and I serve as the Assistant Director of the Alumni Travel at the Penn State Alumni Association. I'm also a proud 2014 Penn State graduate. One of the most rewarding parts of my role is bringing together two things that I care deeply about, Penn State and travel, and helping alumni and friends explore the world together. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you've traveled with us before, welcome. We're so glad you're here and we hope to see you on a trip soon. Tonight's program will last approximately 1 hour, and we're excited to share a preview of some of the incredible journeys planned for 2027. We work with trusted tour operator partners to design thoughtfully curated itineraries that highlight meaningful destinations, cultural discovery, and opportunities to learn as you travel. So, what makes traveling with Penn State different? It starts with community. These aren't just trips, you're traveling with fellow Penn Staters who share a common bond, and that connection often brings or becomes one of the most meaningful parts of the journey. Many of our travelers tell us the friendships they build last long after they return home. You'll also travel with confidence, knowing each itinerary has been carefully vetted and developed in partnership with experienced travel providers. On select departures, a Penn State faculty member or representative may also join the group to help enhance the experience and bring a bit of Penn State spirit along the way. Before we begin, a few quick housekeeping notes. This session is being recorded, and we'll share the recording afterward for anyone who would like to revisit it or share it with others. Live captions are also available. Just click the closed caption button at the bottom of your Zoom screen and select Show Subtitles. Throughout the program, you'll see helpful links posted in the chat. If you have questions, feel free to submit them anytime using the Q&A box. We'll pause after each presenter to address trip-specific questions, and we'll save time at the end for broader alumni travel questions. We're excited to be joined tonight by four of our trusted tour operator partners. Each will briefly introduce their company and highlight two programs that they're offering with us in 2027. These are experienced partners who help bring these journeys to life, and we're excited for you to hear what they have planned. With that, let's get started. Our first presenter this evening is Vanessa Cheatham, Senior Vice President of Sales at Orbridge. Vanessa will be sharing two of their 2027 programs, Japan and Flavors of Sicily. So with that, Vanessa, I will turn it over to you.
Thanks so much, Jenny. Thank you for having me, and thanks to all of you for being here. I'm so glad to be with my fellow Nittany Lion alums, talking about what many of us love, travel. I'm a proud 2000 graduate, and I'll tell you a little today about Orbridge, and then I'll jump right into the tours that we're offering with Penn State in 2027. Next slide, please. Orbridge celebrated our 18th birthday last week, and we work exclusively in the educational travel market, which means that we only work with educational institutions, colleges, and universities like Penn State, as well as a few zoos and museums and other nonprofits. But we're dedicated to this market. We're delighted to be on 7 continents and in about 40 destinations. We have many repeat travelers at Orbridge, and so our goal in developing our programs is that we have something for everyone, a wide portfolio, lots of ways to travel. So I hope there's something for all of you. And we're honored to have been partnering with Penn State for about the last 15 years. Next slide, please. Orbridge is committed to sustainable travel and reducing our environmental footprint when we do travel. This is one of our wonderful suppliers in the Galapagos Islands. This is a Penn State group led by Carter Hunt. This is on the agenda for 2026 as well. But that partner in the Galapagos Islands is a carbon neutral vendor, and we have others very similar to that. Next slide, please. Some of the other ways that we're committed to sustainable travel include planting 100,000 trees annually in state forests around the country that are in need of reforestation, as well as partnering with agroturismos around Europe on many of our flavors tours. And you can see some other examples there online. Next page, please. So our goal at Orbridge is to develop tours that are beloved by guests. For us, that means focusing on destinations that offer life-changing experiences that you won't soon forget, utilizing customized accommodations like small ship charters and private family-owned villas. We always aim to deliver a deluxe experience at a very good value. Some of the services that you would experience are a guest service team that specializes in your program of choice. So they've seen what you're going to see, they've slept in the beds that you're going to sleep in, they've experienced those excursions as well, and they can speak specifically to what you'll see and do. We offer a curated expedition library. It includes maybe some maps, a field guide, a coffee table book, perhaps a relevant novel. We send that in advance of the tour to enhance the educational content. And another thing that we're known for is the quality of our expedition leaders and travel directors. Not only are they an expert in your destination, but they often have insider knowledge and experience. For example, on our National Parks Tour with Penn State in 2026, that tour will be led by former park rangers. Who better to share information about the parks than someone who has lived and spent their career working in the parks for decades and decades? Next slide, please. We still have a few spaces remaining on 2026 tours. These are the remainder of the year with Penn State. And in 2027, we're offering 6 tours on 5 continents. So again, hopeful that you'll find something of interest with us or with one of these other great tour operators you'll hear from today. Next slide. We're going to kick things off with Japan in April. For the traveler seeking culture, cuisine, and unforgettable scenery, Japan offers an experience unlike anywhere else in the world. And our intention in developing this 13-day tour over the last several years has been to juxtapose the modern elements of the country with the tranquility and tradition of many of the experiences and places that we visit on tour. Next slide. From the vibrant streets of Osaka to the temples of Kyoto, the important history in Hiroshima and the excitement of Tokyo, each destination aims to blend rich tradition with modern energy. It's a small group of just 28 at the peak of cherry blossom season, which really transforms the gardens and the shrines and the streets that we visit into breathtaking sights. Next slide, please. We begin in Osaka with a visit to a traditional Japanese theater. We get a behind-the-scenes look at the classical performance, and we are able to try on costumes if you'd like. Some highlights include also the peaceful bamboo forest in western Kyoto, followed by a visit to Nara Park, where friendly deer roam and wander among historic temples and gardens. We also visit Hiroshima for some history and reflection at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park and Atomic Bomb Dome. We also Bomb Dome, and we also travel there for the day trip on the bullet train, which is oftentimes a highlight for guests and a destination in and of itself. Our accommodations near Hiroshima in Hakone are a traditional ryokan, and they feature onsen baths, providing a quintessential Japanese experience. We spend 2 nights there. It's very luxurious, and the 2 nights really allow you time to unwind and embrace the nature that surrounds us in the open air hot springs. We end our tour in lively Tokyo, and that includes the Imperial Palace, the Meiji Shrine, and an origami workshop where we give it a try ourselves and we learn the history of the art of origami. This is Nara, the beautiful garden that we wander as well. We can forward to the next slide. Thank you. I mentioned cuisine earlier, and you're in for a treat throughout this tour. Definitely have some unique experiences, including sushi making. We have a traditional tea ceremony, which our team absolutely loved. The team that was there to visit absolutely enjoyed this really wonderful traditional ceremony. We also have a tour and tasting at a long-standing sake brewery, where the owners explain the art and the science behind the sake. We also, of course, include a tasting there and a pairing with some foods. Next, we'll move on to Sicily. Just a brief bit of background on our flavors tours. These are also beloved by guests, and they are a favorite among our travelers. They're very small in size, unpack once, and then you spoke out a bit like a bicycle wheel, immersing yourself in the area surrounding that particular place. And so in this case, the island of Sicily, we're staying in Taormina. For the food and wine connoisseur, Sicily will delight you. Can move to the next slide. Thank you. Our home for the week is the elegant private villa Don Arcangelo Alomo, which sits on a beautiful orange orchard and olive grove. It has fantastic views of Mount Etna, which is also a wonderful day on our itinerary as well. And the villa really allows us to experience Sicilian life like a local because life there really moves at a beautifully relaxed pace, and staying in the villa lends itself to that. Next slide. The villa is just outside of the streets of Taormina, perched above the Ionian Sea, where we also spend some time touring one of the most beautiful Greek theaters there. Another highlight for guests is Catania, an outdoor street market. It's filled with energy, wonderful scents, lively conversation that just captures the essence of Sicilian life. Our guide leads us through the stalls and points out local treats that we have to try. Most of our guests find their bag full of treasures. They eat their way through lunch at the market and oftentimes bring lots of treasures back to share with their new friends at the villa that night out on the patio. Next slide, please. We spend time in Syracuse as well as Ortigia. Syracuse is a UNESCO site and a fortified seaport. It's always a highlight for guests, really interesting stop where we meet with some fishermen there, learn about their life and work. And Ortigia is equally interesting, beautiful storied island where ancient ruins and Baroque architecture somehow coexist beautifully as only the Italians can do. And the cuisine throughout this is really extraordinary. You may find yourself wandering through a quiet cobblestone street, discovering a tiny family-run trattoria serving unforgettable dishes and wines. Next slide. We have two distinct wine experiences on this tour. Benati and Donna Fugata, equally excellent in quality, but very different types of production, history, the influence of Mount Etna and the geography and geology of the region on both of these producers' wines is quite interesting. So at both of these experiences, we'll have a tour by the owners, we'll visit the cellars, we'll have a tasting as well as food pairing while enjoying the beauty of their vineyards as well. I don't know if I mentioned it's a small group of just 22 people. And so really it allows us to pace this itinerary in a slow, meaningful way, giving you a real live like a local feel of Sicily. Next slide, please. And last, just a quick mention. This is definitely a bucket list tour and backed by popular demand with Penn State. Edwin is going to be leading this tour again. Last year, it sold out quite quickly. If you have East Africa or a safari experience on your bucket list, this is a wonderful way to do it. We are limited, again, just 18 people, and again, just a Penn State exclusive. We have about 12 game drives, multiple encounters with local tradition, the Maasai tribes, variety of wildlife. We see 3 of the 7 natural wonders of Africa, as well as stay at luxury lodges and luxury tented camps situated right in national parks like the Serengeti, where we can hear the elephants trumpet from our beautiful bedrooms. So really unique way to see Tanzania, and definitely a not miss opportunity if you're interested in East Africa or experiencing a safari. Next slide, please. For anyone interested in booking these tours, please mention that you are on the Penn State webinar, and you will extend this discount to you. This is in addition to any returning guest discount. So on top of that, please just make sure to note it if you make an online reservation or tell our guest services team whenever you phone in. And at Orbridge, whenever you do phone in, you reach a live human being at all times. So please give us a call, ask us questions about the tours. We want to tell you all about them and make sure your questions are answered. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Vanessa. That was great presentation. It doesn't look like we have any questions in the Q&A yet, but I have one here for you that I can ask. And that would be, what trends are you seeing right now in terms of what today's travelers are looking for, or maybe some destinations that are really popular right now?
These two happen to be quite popular. Sicily and Japan are hot, hot, hot. All of Italy is doing really well, but Japan is we already have a great sized group on your departure, Jenny. So you know how popular this tour has been. Um, so definitely we're seeing those trends as well, but I think travelers are looking for an experience that really is hard to come by on their own, and that's what we're trying to find and identify and pull out on our tours. And so the small group lends itself to that. It offers a really sort of immersive feeling in the place. And we want to offer that kind of experience that is hard to come by otherwise.
Yeah, that's great. And like you said, with Edwin Sabuhoro, we have amazing photos of them on the trip last year with the gorillas. There's an option to add a gorilla trek into the Tanzania trip in Rwanda. So, yeah, you definitely want to look into that. We do have a question about the activity level for Tanzania. Do you have an answer for that?
I do. Thanks for asking. So we would like the guests, first off, there are some uneven pathways, as you would guess, not all paved. So, sure-footed on uneven pathways. I would say be comfortable getting into and out of the safari vehicles. There are Range Rovers. And certainly there's a step, someone can assist, but ability and comfort getting into and out of the vehicle, sure-footedness. And, I would say be able to walk maybe a steady 10, 15 minutes. Certainly it doesn't need to be rushed at a rushed pace, but be able to walk a nice 10 to 15 minute walk on your own. So that those would be some hallmarks of the activity level on Tanzania. On all of our tours, you can find activity level in a lot of detail around it online as well. So please check that out or call us and we'll give you sort of a day by day activity level as well.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Well, I will introduce our next speaker now. We have Mark Miller, who is the Senior Vice President of Sales at AHI Travel. So Mark will be sharing more about our journey to Southern Africa trip and also the coastal Spain and Portugal trip. So Mark, whenever you are ready, feel free to take over here.
It's great, Jenny. Thank you for putting this together. As you know, I'm very low tech, so I could never do anything like this. And Vanessa, what a great presentation. And thanks for mentioning Japan. Miller family had the time of their life in Japan in 2019. It was great. But first of all, thank you to Jenny. Thanks to your entire team. Carrie, you're out there. Ava, thank you really for putting this showcase together. And then inviting us. It's always great to support and be a partner of the Penn State Alumni Association. And we really appreciate your continued support and partnership. And thank all of you for being here today and your interest in travel. I love people who love travel as much as I do. So, please, thank you for being here. And of course, Penn State has been just an honor to partner with. We had actually had one of our very first trips with Penn State alumni was, believe it or not, back in 1962. And together we arranged an alumni trip to the Gator Bowl that year. And it was really the beginning of a beautiful friendship, I would say. Next slide, please. So discovery begins here. AHI is celebrating 64 years and providing the best travel experience. And as I always say, just pack your comfortable shoes and your curiosity, and we'll all handle the rest. We only work with alumni associations and nonprofit organizations. You can expect professional, knowledgeable staff, personal connections to the destination and all tours details managed. Also, an educational focus during your travels with us. And those are our famous and greatest asset, and that's our travel directors. Uh, There you see Mark Nathan on the left, who does our South Africa trip. They really bring your journey to life. Right next to Mark is Kobe, who does our Finland trip. Daniel down there on the right, who does our coastal Spain and Portugal. Of course, Fred, everyone knows Fred. He's in Normandy. And then there in the corner there is Nani, who is on the holiday markets. So, we were founded by the Small family in 1962, and we were the very first tour operator to develop tours for college and university alumni associations. Next slide, please. So fast forward today, we specialize in small group land journeys, no more than 28 travelers, excellent hotels and accommodations centrally located. We also specialize in river cruises, and those are fully chartered by AHI with no more than 140 travelers per sailing, and our own unique customized itineraries. Also on our river journeys, we offer a wide range of complimentary excursions. It's called Personalize Your Journey. And my favorite feature, maybe my wife's as well, is on a few select tours, no single supplement for solo travelers, which means solo travelers can have a room or cabin to themselves at no additional cost. So we have 11 amazing tours for you next year. I will focus on two of them. The first one is Journey to Southern Africa, and the second one is Coastal Spain and Portugal. Well, look at there. It's just like right after Mother's Day. It's like Mama Lion and her cub there. And this is Journey to Southern Africa. This is February 15th to March 1 next year. Price is $10,795 per person plus airfare. It's 15 days. This is our most popular and highest rated tour. Just speaking with travelers just returned last week, they only had great things to say about this really wonderful adventure. We have Penn State alumni already signed up for this tour, so before it's sold out, please join us. It's really just a great experience. Experience raw beauty, outstanding wildlife. You have this true cultural experience of South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. So here's the map. This is just the right size at 28 travelers. We visit three countries, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Botswana, 3 nights in Cape Town, 2 nights in Victoria Falls, 3 nights aboard the Rovos Trail, 1 night in Johannesburg, and 3 nights at the Kapama Game Reserve. And so we next slide, please. So we begin in Cape Town at the luxurious Belmont Mount Nelson Hotel. One of the highlights of our time there in Cape Town is a ferry ride across Table Bay for a short ride to Robben Island. This is home to the jail that held South Africa's most famous prisoner. Next slide. And that, of course, would be Nelson Mandela. This is a very special experience. We'll hear firsthand, the poignant story of a former Robben Island prisoner, and he will be your guide through the prison buildings and grounds. And so after the tour, you have an opportunity to ask your guide about questions about his own personal experiences. Next slide. Then we go on to luxurious hotel, another one. This is Victoria Falls Hotel. Up until the 19th century, the Zambezi River's great water cascade was called Mosi-oa-Tunya, or the smoke that thunders. This is by the region's Kololo tribe. It was renamed in 1855 in honor of the England's Queen. Next slide. And that is right there, Victoria Falls. It's the largest curtain of water on the planet. It spans more than a mile, twice the height of Niagara Falls, and its water spray can be seen up to 50 miles away. Pretty incredible. Next slide, please. We also visit Chobe National Park in Botswana. This is with a safari guide. You'll be amazed by the number of elephants who make their home here. And you'll see several herds of elephants wandering the plains, stopping by the river for a drink or a bath. It also has a very large bird population of more than 450 species, making Chobe a spectacular destination for all you bird watchers or birders. Next slide. And here's the Rovos Trail. This is a luxury train ride. We'll begin to Pretoria. You settle into your suite, enjoy the ambiance of a train journey. It recaptures the golden age of travel. You have to change for dinner. You have to wear something nice, and dinner is announced by a gong. I'm sure everyone appreciates a big gong right before dinner. And the Rovos Trail, the meals and cuisine are just an absolute treat, and really a great selection of South African wines there. Next slide. Then for one night there in Soweto in Johannesburg, so we can visit Soweto, and then you'll see the homes of Nelson Mandela, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, Winnie Mandela, and then we'll also enjoy historic Kliptown. It's one of the oldest townships, and we'll talk about their youth program. We'll learn all about it, and we'll meet some of the young people who participate. Next slide. And finally, we arrive at Leopard Sands for the safari. And so your first afternoon will be spent getting the lay of the African bush. Our first game drive in Kapama, home to many species of mammals, including the Big Five. We always see these Big Five: the lion, the elephant, leopard, Cape buffalo, and the rhinoceros. And so you'll get to know your ranger and tracker pretty intimately, and they'll be on accompany you for each game drive. Next slide. So we have a sunrise safari, a sunset safari, a safari afternoon, Kapama at dawn. All of this really to explore the myriad of animal activities and routines at various times of the day. Really, really incredible. So this is Journey to Southern Africa, February 15th to March 1, from $10,795 per person plus airfare, 15-day tour. Reservations are coming in. Next slide. So our next tour is coastal Spain and Portugal. This is July 14th to the 22nd, 2027. This is from $49.95 per person plus airfare, 9 days. I just returned from the beautiful Galicia area 2 weeks ago. This is 7 nights in Bayona. And this is at the first class Parador, which is kind of a castle fortress, really offering spectacular views of the Atlantic Ocean. That's the entrance right there. Thanks for the next slide. And there's the map. And the Galicia region has a very different climate from the rest of Spain. And July really is the perfect time to visit. Think of our U.S. Northwestern region, like Washington State or Oregon or Northern California. Same weather during the summer in the Galicia region. Very nice, not too hot, like low 70s, low humidity. And the Bayona Parador is absolutely spectacular. Large rooms, a wonderful breakfast buffet, a nice dinner restaurant, and the bar overlooks the ocean. Great staff and great service. And the Parador is walkable right into town. Next slide. So this is a small group. It's 28 travelers. This is one of our no single supplement for solo travelers tour for all you singles out there. So singles get to solely occupy one of those large rooms at no additional cost. It's unpacked once, 7 nights at the Parador, and then we explore Bayona on a walking tour. We visit Guimarães in Braga in Portugal with an incredible guide and a lovely local Portuguese lunch. And then we visit the fishing village of Cambaro, followed by a winery visit, then a full day in Porto. And then the highlight of the tour is a guided tour of the Cathedral de Santiago de Compostela. And this is the final destination, of course, of pilgrims who've traveled along the Camino routes to reach it. Next slide. And so here's some of the wonderful sights again: the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela, the bridges of Porto. We will visit 2 wineries during the tour, one in Cambaro and one in Porto. The Spanish and Portuguese cuisine is spectacular. I ate a lot when I was there. And that's the Catholic shrine in Braga, and that's called the Good Jesus of the Mont. And so a well-rounded tour of really this amazing region: coastal Spain and Portugal, July 14th to the 22nd, $49.95 per person plus airfare, 9 days, and no single supplement for solo travelers. Next slide. And so here are the other 9 tours we're offering. We're going to go to Finland, Morocco, Brazil, Croatia, Normandy, the royal cities of Central Europe, which is a river cruise through the Czech Republic, Wales, the Grand Danube Passage, and our very popular Holiday Markets cruise. And so you can explore further these tours as well as this year's tours, or make a reservation through the website, and that's past.ahitravel.com. Next slide. And if you pay in full at the time of reservation, we will discount your price by either $250 per person or $500 per person. That's just depending on the tour. So call us there for details. Next slide. And the place to call us, of course, is 800-323-7373, or call Jenny, and she can definitely help and make your reservations. $1,000 per person deposit. Next slide. So come and explore the world with Penn State. Thank you once again for joining us, and thank you, Jenny, for inviting us and putting this all together.
Thank you, Mark. That was really great. Um, got some questions and Q&As rolling in, which is great. I know you talked a little bit about the no single supplement, but can you maybe dive a little bit deeper, talk about that? Maybe some of the trips that are most popular for our solo travelers.
Oh, sure, absolutely. So, knows we love singles. Let's first start there. And most tour operators do their pricing based on two people in a room. And so when there's just one person in the room, you get charged, usually gets charged a premium or a supplement. And that supplement could be 200% of the fare. It could be, that's pretty extreme, but usually it's 125 to 150% of the fare for singles. And so what we do is we encourage in our suppliers, our riverboat folks and our hotels to have a good rate for singles. So on most of all of our river travel, we have no single supplement for solo travelers. That'll be in the holiday markets and your Grand Danube cruise. And then the hotels, of course, this coastal Spain and Portugal, no single supplement, and also in your Normandy tour. Will have no single supplement. So we encourage the hotels or suppliers to be good to singles. We have a lot of singles. We love you singles, and it's limited capacity. So if you're interested, get in there, make your reservation as soon as possible.
Perfect. Thank you. I travel solo a lot in my spare time, so I definitely understand everything that you're saying, and it's super great to have available to those of us who don't always have somebody to travel with. So that's great. And all of the, like Mark said, with the trips there on our website, the ones are indicated on our website that are no single supplements. So those are the ones that you'll want to be looking out for on our website if that is something of interest to you. So thanks again, Mark, and we will continue moving along in our program here. And next up, we have Claudia Dunn. She is from Odysseys Unlimited. And Claudia, whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Jenny. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you and my fellow tour operators this evening. I'd like to thank Jenny, Carrie, Ava, Michelle, and the Alumni Association for bringing us all together tonight. Again, my name is Claudia Dunn, and I'm a senior manager at Odysseys Unlimited. We've had the privilege of partnering with Penn State for 25 years now, and it's a fun and valued partnership. Next slide, please. Since 1998, Odysseys Unlimited has been a leader in affordable, high-quality, small group travel with guaranteed groups of just 12 to 14 guests. We offer more than 45 tours worldwide, including Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, the Americas, and Australia and the South Pacific, ranging from 10 to 22 days. Our guests enjoy unique, immersive experiences not found on conventional tours, including home-hosted meals, private art and cooking classes, and distinctive accommodations, all led by expert tour directors. We are proud to be a 7-time honoree of Travel + Leisure's World's Best Tour Operators and a recipient of Condé Nast Traveler's Reader's Choice Award. Next slide, please. In 2027, we will partner with Penn State on 4 diverse destinations spanning North, Central, and South America. The additional programs not presented tonight include Patagonia Explorer, a 15-day journey starting at $9,497 with airfare from Miami, and Alaska's Untamed Wilderness, an 11-day adventure starting at $8,997 with airfare from Seattle. Next slide, please. We begin in North America on a Penn State exclusive 11-day tour to the Canadian Rockies, running from June 9th to the 19th. This unique program showcases the unspoiled wilderness of the Rockies and, as a rare highlight, includes Glacier National Park in Montana. Priced at $7,891 per person, the program includes airfare from Seattle. Next slide, please. Here's a photo that is sure to take your breath away, an experience that happens throughout this program. Next slide. We depart the United States for Calgary and upon arrival, check into the Hyatt Regency, ideally located in the heart of downtown on historic Stephen Avenue Walk, with easy access to top attractions. Next slide, please. We then drive back into the US by motor coach, stopping in Waterton for lunch before continuing to Glacier National Park. Over the next 2 days, we explore the park's pristine landscapes of jagged peaks, waterfalls, lakes, and glacial valleys. Next slide, please. In Glacier, we spend 2 nights in St. Mary's Village Lodge. While the accommodations are rustic, the rooms are spacious, and the location is unmatched, set at the park's eastern gate. Next slide, please. In the days ahead, we experience unforgettable Montana highlights. We ride aboard vintage red jammers along the spectacular Going to the Sun Road, known for its dramatic curves, then ascend by chairlift to the summit of Whitefish Mountain Resort for 360-degree views, crisp alpine air, and a visit to the Summit Nature Center to learn about the local environment. Next slide, please. While here, we stay at Grouse Mountain Lodge, set along the 18th hole of Whitefish Lake Golf Course. The lodge features inviting fireside seating, an indoor pool, outdoor hot tub, driving range, and sauna. Next slide. Today's journey showcases some of the most spectacular scenery of the trip as we travel through forests, shimmering lakes, and sweeping high plains back into Canada and into British Columbia. We arrive in stunning Banff National Park and continue to a beautiful Lake Louise for a relaxed lakeside walk. Next slide. For the night, we stay at the Lake Louise Inn, ideally located in the heart of the village and just a short drive from the iconic lake itself. This inviting lodge provides a relaxing mountain retreat, complete with a heated indoor pool and soothing whirlpools. Next slide. We continue along the breathtaking Columbia Icefield Parkway, where we board the Ice Explorer for an unforgettable ride onto the Athabasca Glacier, stepping out onto the glacier and sampling pure, clean water. Next slide. During our time here, we stay at Whistler's Inn, located in the heart of Jasper and within the national park. With sweeping views in every direction, the inn offers a steam room and 2 rooftop hot tubs, perfect for relaxing after a day of exploring the Rockies. Next slide, please. As our adventure comes to an end, we return to the spectacular Columbia Icefield Parkway and step onto the Glacier Skywalk, where a glass bottom observation deck extends nearly 1,000 feet above the valley floor. On our final day, we ride to the Banff Gondola to the summit of Sulphur Mountain, where on a clear day, 6 mountain ranges come into view. Next slide. For our final 3 nights, we stay at the Rimrock Banff, dramatically set within Banff National Park. This elegant mountain retreat offers unmatched views of the Canadian Rockies. Next slide, please. Now we head south to Central America on another Penn State exclusive 11-day trip to Costa Rica, running from November 8th to the 18th. In this small democratic country, rich in natural beauty, we explore 4 distinct regions, from cloud forests to rainforests and the Central Valley to the Pacific Coast. Priced at $7,891 per person, the program includes airfare from Miami. This program was previously offered with Penn State in March 2025, led by faculty host Dr. Carter Hunt, whose photos are featured throughout this presentation. Next slide, please. You can start your adventure with an optional pre-trip extension to Tortuguero National Park, featuring one night at the Intercontinental in San Jose and 2 nights at Moamba Lodge. Enjoy visits to Tortuguero Town and the Sea Turtle Conservancy, plus 2 canal boat safaris, all guided by an Odysseys tour director from $1,195 per person. Next slide. At the start of the base program, we depart the US for San Jose and stay at the Intercontinental Costa Rica. Next slide. Once getting acquainted with our tour director and fellow travelers, we visit Oahu National Park. At 11,260 feet, Oahu stands at Costa Rica's tallest volcano, as well as its largest. We also stop in historic Cartago to pay a visit to the Basilica of Our Lady, an indigo and white cathedral originally built in 1639. Next slide, please. We then head north to Arenal, one of Costa Rica's most captivating regions, dominated by the iconic Arenal volcano. Our journey includes a visit to the Doca Coffee Estate, one of the country's leading coffee producers, the family-owned botanical orchid gardens with trails, nurseries, and gardens dedicated to this remarkable blooms, and a local elementary school where we meet students and learn about Costa Rica's highly regarded education system, which boasts a literacy rate of more than 95%. We also explore a thriving biological reserve alive with tropical birds and butterflies, and walk the most famous Mestico hanging bridges high above the rainforest canopy alongside a naturalist. Next slide, please. While here, we stay at Montana de Fuego, set in the shadow of the imposing volcano and surrounded by 80 acres of lush tropical rainforest with 2.5 miles of natural trails. The resort features an outdoor swimming pool with a swim-up bar. Next slide, please. We head west to Monteverde's famed Green Cathedral, stopping en route to visit a nonprofit cooperative that supports local women artisans. We explore the remarkable biodiversity of the Monteverde Biological Reserve on a guided nature walk, then discover Costa Rica's fascinating bat population at the Bat Jungle. On our final day, we conclude with stories from a local resident about the Quaker community's lasting influence on the region and the founding of Monteverde's renowned reserve. Next slide, please. We stay at El Establo Mountain Hotel, nestled in the cloud forest just minutes from the reserve. Amenities include 2 indoor pools, tennis courts, a fitness center, spa, hiking trails, and canopy tours. Next slide, please. Our final stop is Guanacaste, Costa Rica's stunning Pacific coastal region, for a scenic float safari on the Tempesky River, home to monkeys, iguanas, and caimans. Enjoy time at a leisure to relax by the infinity pool or take advantage of optional activities such as kayaking, hiking, or exploring lively Tamarindo. We then transfer to Liberia Airport for our return flights to the US. We close our tropical adventure at the JW Marriott, situated on a stretch of pristine Costa Rican coastline. Our sprawling hacienda-style oceanfront resort offers an outdoor infinity pool and hot tub and an award-winning spa. And here's Dr. Hunt with our relaxed Penn Staters. Buenas noches. Thank you for your time, and we hope you'll join us in 2027. And you can also find more information about our trips on Penn State's website.
Thank you, Claudia. I love those photos from Carter Hunt. He always gets the best photos. He hosts Costa Rica for us. We also have a Galapagos trip that Carter has hosted for us as well. So if you're looking for any of those destinations and to travel with a very experienced faculty member, you'll definitely want to check those out. So a question for you, Claudia, would be, a lot of our travelers ask about airfare that's included, about how they can fly out of certain areas or not, and also like about exclusive departures. So can you talk a little bit about the airfare and also the exclusive departures we have and kind of what that means for our Penn Staters?
Sure. Well, all our trips include airfare. You have the option to travel as an air-inclusive guest, or you can travel as land only if you would prefer. Um, the the benefit of traveling with us is that if there are any cancellations or delays, then we can communicate that immediately with our vendors. And also, we can also help with rescheduling as well. With exclusivity, all of our trips that we're offering with Penn State this in 2027 are exclusive. So that will mean only Penn State alumni, family, and friends. And, as I had mentioned previously, it is a small group, no more than 24 guests. So that is 24 Penn Staters.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, we do have some exclusive trips. We also have some departures that are shared with other universities as well, just to give the audience an idea of what to expect. All right, thanks, Claudia. Moving along here.
Thank you, Jenny.
We have Josh Ogden. He is the Director of Business Development at Go Next. He will be talking more about the Eclipse the Ordinary Mediterranean cruise and also the Columbia and Snake Rivers cruise. So go ahead, Josh, whenever you're ready.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Jenny, and the Penn State Alumni Association for continuing a wonderful partnership and some fantastic presentations today by my fellow vendors. So got a lot of choices for the coming year to travel with Penn State. But to formally introduce myself on the next slide, my name is Josh Ogden, and I've been with GoNext for about 2 years now, but I've been in the travel industry for over a decade. I've been to over 40 countries and between 5 continents. So as you could tell, I love travel just like everybody else here. And we all have different stories and experiences to share. And that is one reason why you should travel with your alumni association. But one quick story here in this picture is I always share a personal photo. This is my wife and I in the Galapagos, and we were just looking for one of the Galapagos penguins on our Zodiac when a friendly creature, this sea lion, decided to hop up into our Zodiac, and was very curious with meeting everybody on board. So I decided to snap a quick selfie. So you just never know what can happen traveling around the world. So I encourage you to go no matter what. But that is one of my favorite pictures and a great experience for my wife and I. But of course, it is about you, and as today, and why Go Next. And there's so many different ways of traveling the world today, whether it's land tours, bus tours, and just or maybe even just staycations at home. But Go Next, what we really focus on is the water. So ocean cruises and river cruises domestically and abroad. So we work with trusted partners like Penn State, and you'll only find us working with groups. So you'll never see us marketed out in like travel agencies or anything else. So you have to travel with a group like Penn State in order to go on Go Next. And we plan itineraries years in advance, even for these cruises and river cruises for you to go on. And we'll always send a program manager, so one of our experts, along with your group, in addition to the crew that you'll encounter on your journey. But we'll also build pre and post cruise land tours for you in case you want to extend your trip. So that's always an option on any of these itineraries. But we are privately owned and operated and been around for over 50 years now, based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And continuing on, I just want to show you a couple of the partners that we do work with. And with Penn State, we do have 8 itineraries offered for 2027. And so you'll find in that first box there, the Oceanic cruises are a lot of the itineraries. And today I will be talking about one of our newer partners, Regent Seven Seas. And also we have an American Cruise Lines itinerary, but you can see Scenic and Emerald and American Cruise Lines are also our partners. But to get into why you're here, so just starting one of the first 2 itineraries that we're offering for 2027. This one is called Eclipse the Ordinary. So Eclipse the Ordinary is a fantastic Regent cruise for 2027 to go see the solar eclipse while in the southern Mediterranean. So just to show you as we move along on the next slide here, just the itinerary, the day for day, and what this one looks like. You will be flying into Barcelona, Spain, and then you'll be flying home from Rome, Italy. But you got some lovely stops along the way. So at the end of next summer to see the solar eclipse aboard Regent. But moving along, so again, this is Regent Seven Seas, and on the next slide, you're going to be able to see the ship that you're going to be traveling aboard, and this is the Regent Grandeur. And so the Grandeur is the newest ship in the Regent fleet. And I know a lot of people's perceptions of cruises are like, oh, it's a party boat, or there's too many people on board and whatnot. But it's really, this is a luxury ship. And so it only has 746 maximum guests, and it has 548 crew. So you almost get a 1-to-1 ratio of guests to crew. But a lot of the other mainstream lines will be, upwards of 3 to 4, 5, or even 6,000 passengers on board. So this is quite an intimate, luxurious, and adult experience. And as you can see, it has generous inclusions on this itinerary. So everything is included in every single cabin is a suite. So they all have balconies, and they just get bigger and bigger each category you go up. But think unlimited everything, including beverages, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, unlimited shore excursions, and all your food and specialty dining, all your gratuities. I mean, everything is included aboard Regent. And even with one question I get asked a lot is about shore excursions. And yes, those are included. And even sometimes you have the opportunity to do multiple excursions per day as long as the time doesn't overlap. So it gives you the flexibility to see the destination how you want. And moving on, just to show you some of the beautiful amenities you're going to encounter while aboard Regent, from the lounges to the very relaxed atmosphere and deck space to some of the fantastic food. And on the next slide, you'll see even with some of the opulence of the walkways, or if you're a gym goer, you want to get some exercise and work off those calories on board from eating food both on land and on the ship. But there's a spa and library, and there's cooking classes and everything that one can imagine, plus digital enrichment and all sorts of enrichment on board. But it really can be an Epicurean experience while traveling aboard Regent. And then, of course, I got to show you just the rooms. So on the next two slides, we'll just look at those briefly, starting with the largest, the Regent Suite. So if you'd like a almost 5,000 square foot suite to yourself, by all means, come join us. And then to the Grandeur Suite there on the slide ranges between 800 and 900 square feet. And on the next slide, we have the Veranda Suite. It's the lowest cabin category, but that is still over 300 square feet in the lowest cabin category, and still 50% bigger than the cruise industry at that level. So now that you've seen where you're staying, I mean, that is your main mode of transportation, but it is about the itinerary from Barcelona to Rome. And so we'll start in Barcelona on the next slide. And it's an absolutely fantastic place to get on board your ship. But I would encourage you to get there a day or two ahead of time, explore on your own. Maybe you'll go visit La Sagrada Familia or the local market that's near the port and get a bite to eat before you get on board. And that's been a experience for travelers since the early 13th century. And then after you board, we'll leave around 5 p.m. that day. And your first stop will be Alicante, Spain. And Alicante, Spain is just a little bit southwest of Barcelona, but it's a 2,000-year-old nickname that it's been given was Lucentum by the Romans, which translates to the city of light. And they weren't referring to the lamps, but it was a unique way the sun reflects off the white stone coast and the Mediterranean, creating a natural glow that remains a trademark today. But moving along, you will have a sea day in between Alicante and Valletta Malta, but you will be able to have some leisure time in that sea day before arriving here in Malta. But I think Malta is just a very unique place to visit, and one of the best ways to visit is by cruise. And it was the first planned city in Europe. So Valletta was entirely sketched out on paper before a single stone was laid. But after Malta, this will be a sea day, and this is the main reason why you come on this itinerary for 2027 is because of the solar eclipse. And this will be the longest solar eclipse for a century, and it'll be 6 minutes and 23 seconds long. And the next time you're going to be able to see a solar eclipse this long will be in 2114. So hopefully, well, we probably won't be around during that time. But so one reason why you want to see it is because it's going to be the longest in a century. But you will be sailing down south of Malta near Tunisia and Libya, where the point of totality will go. And plus, you have a opportunity to really see it as it gets pitch dark out in the middle of the ocean, and you don't have to worry about clouds or anything else because the ship will find the right place to be. But then we're going to come back up north and go up to Sicily, to Catania. And so you're going to be in the shadow of Mount Etna here, and also which is Europe's most active volcano, and also get to see the city's unique Black Baroque architecture. And then it's on to Salerno, Italy. So this is your gateway to the Amalfi Coast. And so from here, it's just a short scenic drive to the famous colorful towns of Positiano and Amalfi. And then it's on to the Orange Gulf here in Golfo Orangi. And so despite the name being the Orange Gulf, it's actually got emerald waters, and there's frequent dolphin sightings right there in the bay. And it's widely considered the Caribbean of Italy, or even the Caribbean of Europe. So a nice place for sand beaches and even hiking not too far from shore with a mountainous landscape. And then you'll head up to Pisa and to Florence. And here you'll have a 13 hours in port, so it gives you lots of time to explore the Tuscan countryside, or maybe get into Florence and want to go to one of the museums, maybe take a classic photo in Pisa if that's your thing, maybe take a wine tour, or you could even climb the steps to the top of the Duomo or the bell tower there to get fantastic views in the late afternoon. Or maybe you just want to wander around the Boboli Gardens with a bottle of wine in hand. Well, that's all before your trip does conclude in Rome. And so, but even the port itself is an artifact, and you'll be ported in a port dating back to 106 AD. And if you want to extend your journey beyond the cruise, I mean, the port is only about a 40-minute train ride from the center of Rome, or about an hour and 10-minute bus ride. But as we continue on, we'll switch destinations here. And so we're going to go one more, and this will be a domestic trip on American Cruise Lines. And so this is the Columbia and Snake Rivers for next August, and talk about a different type of experience to see the U.S., especially with the 250th anniversary of our country. But this is an 8-night journey, and it includes a pre-night hotel. And this will be on board, again, American Cruise Lines. So on the next slide, you'll see what the ship looks like. And even to the next one, you'll see the day for day. And so we're going to start in Portland, Oregon, and that's where your hotel is going to be. And then we're going to end in Clarkston. And then, but with American Cruise Lines, think 180 maximum guests, and all inclusive, including all your drinks and gratuities and shore excursions and enrichment on board. And so it's quite a leisurely way to see the U.S., and plus all the cabins or balconies as well. It's got some entertainment and gracious hospitality, and it's all American-made ships, American crewed and American flagged, and everything is even regionally sourced for these ships. And just on the next slide, you'll see kind of some of the region that you're going through. And then on the next slide, you'll see what the dining room and lounges and a contemporary atmosphere looks like on board. And this ship is being debuted here in 2026, so it's a brand new ship. And then the suites, so the Signature Suite, which is over 1,000 square feet, and the Grand Suite, 650 square feet. And on the next slide, you'll see the Sky Suite and Vista balcony. And then on the next slide, you'll see a premium balcony and deluxe balcony. And also there's a solo balconies available on board here as well. So you can see they're all balconies on board the ship, whether you're a solo traveler or traveling with somebody else. But on the next slide, you'll see the map of where we're going. So we are starting in Portland, and then we're going to work our way up to Astoria, come back to Kalama, go to the Dales, over to Pendleton, along the Columbia River, up to Richland, and then we're going to start our journey on the Snake River as we head over to Clarkston, and then fly home from there. But that'll give you a chance to visit Hell's Canyon and see the Western heritage of this part of the region. But why you go is really you're tracing the footsteps of Lewis and Clark. And so there's lots of natural beauty up in this part of the country and a great way to see it, especially because you only have to unpack once on board that ship for 7 nights. But we'll start in Portland. And of course, we'll take your bags from the hotel to the ship and you'll get settled in. And then we're going to head along the Columbia River. So after Portland, it'll be a day of cruising. And then on the next slide, you'll see a glimpse of what Astoria looks like. And in Astoria, even in this region, it has a bunch of beautiful Victorian homes and fantastic coastlines. And I mean, luckily, it's well known now, but that is home to the graveyard of the Pacific. So over 2,000 ships have sunk in this region since 1792. And on the next slide, you'll see some of those homes. And then it's on to Kalama. And in Chinook, this translates to beautiful. And this is a brand new port for American Cruise Lines and their private docks. So it'll give you more exclusive access to this region. But also on the next slide, you'll be able to see the stunning Cascade Mountains. And so one of the included tours here is a Mount St. Helens experience. And you have also the Port of Kalama Interpretive Center and also the Mount Timber Market. So there's also a bunch of vineyards in this region in case you are up for a wine tasting. But moving along, you'll also get into the Dales, Oregon, the final frontier of the Oregon Trail. And you'll learn about the days of the gold miners and gunslingers. And then you'll also, on the next slide, you'll be able to see Mount Hood and Mount Adams will be visible as your stunning backdrop. But included are, again, shore excursions, so you can see the area how you'd like. And that'll be before we just have a day cruising the Columbia River. So if you're a photographer or want to do some onboard classes or enrichment, you can do that. Or even mixology classes and trivia are all offered while on board here. And so the next slide is just another view of what you're going to see. And then moving along, we'll get up into Richland, which is situated right at the intersection where the Yakima River flows into the Columbia River. And your ship will dock mere footsteps from this serene waterfront. And there's trails alongside with charming shops here and local wineries and lots of unique flavors. And then it's on to, and also in Richland, you have the Reach Museum. So if you're into some World War II history or even learning about the atomic age or even the ice age, there's something for everybody to learn here. Or even the Sacagawea Historical State Park. So this is where the Columbia and the Snake Rivers meet. This is where you can explore. And even on the next slide, one of the tours here is the Pendleton Experience, and it was known as the entertainment capital of Eastern Oregon. And as you follow your guide here, you'll be beneath its streets and uncover tunnels that once carried trade, secrets, and stories of survival. And maybe, if you want to just glance at the countryside here in Pendleton, and really just the Old West lives on here in this region. And then we're going to sail the legendary Snake River to the town named in honor of William Clark, which is Clarkston. And here you have an optional tour to take a adrenaline pumping boat adventure to Hell's Canyon. There's also a flight scene adventure here, but Hell's Canyon is actually North America's deepest gorge. So it's about 2,000 feet deeper than the Grand Canyon. And also people have populated this area for well over 15,000 years. And then you're going to stay overnight in Clarkston, so on your ship. And there's lots more time to explore before you will disembark in Clarkston the next day. So that is an 8-night journey, including a pre-night hotel in Portland. And that'll be on the Snake and Columbia River for August of 2027. Okay.
Thanks, Josh. That was a great overview. Let me ask a question here. What do travelers tend to enjoy most about the cruise-based travel experience compared to traditional land tours? I mean, I know that you already mentioned a lot, but maybe if there's anything else you'd like to add.
Oh, sure. I think the big advantage is you get to see lots of unique places versus being confined to one particular region. And so if you want to get more out of like the Eclipse trip, first of all, you're going to see the eclipse, but also you're going to essentially have a couple nights of Spain and a couple nights of Italy, as well as Malta, and be in some unique places in the world. And plus, you're only going to have to unpack once. And also, you're not spending a lot of that travel time on a motor coach getting from place to place. So your time while you're sailing, whether at night, is you could be entertained, you could be learning, doing cooking classes, and trying lots of the unique gourmet food on board, or just relaxing and reading a book as you watch beautiful sunsets. So it's the unpack once type of experience, and plus you'll be pampered along the way.
Perfect. Well, that pretty much concludes our Penn State Alumni Travel Showcase for this year. But before we close, I would like to just go over a couple more things about traveling with the Penn State Alumni Association. First, you can scan the QR code that we have here on the screen if you would like to go directly to our website to see all of these travel experiences that we talked about today. The links are also dropped again in our chat. But I just want to mention that all of our tours do include a complimentary medevac insurance, which provides emergency medical evacuation and related to support while traveling on our trips. So that is something complimentary that we provide. We also offer optional travel insurance that we highly recommend through USI Travel Insurance Select, which many travelers choose for additional peace of mind. And more information about that can be found on our website as well. You also do not need to be a member of the Alumni Association to travel with us. All of our programs are open to all alumni and friends, but members do receive a special annual gift as a thank you. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us, and a special thank you to Vanessa, Mark, Claudia, Josh for sharing these incredible programs. The trips that you saw tonight are just only a handful of more than 35 travel opportunities that we'll be featuring in 2027. So we definitely have a wide variety of experiences, and you'll want to go to our website to look at those. And we also have, if you're an Alumni Association member, the trips are printed in the Penn Stater magazine for easy reference as well. If you have any other questions, you can reach out to me. My contact information is in the chat as well. So thank you again for spending part of your evening with us, and we hope that you travel with us in the future. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.